Wednesday's 40-minute easy run. Went over to Hope Park and just done my usual circuit basically, and I was just happy to have a run that was. I felt good. I enjoyed it. It was it's quite a different type of run to the ones I've been having recently. It was on-off rain and stuff. It wasn't great. It's got a bit cold, but it's all right. Yesterday, I had to do some thresholds and stuff, and it was a nightmare. My body wasn't fully recovered from the weekend, and it was just really hard work. I mean, I would barely say it was fast running. It was as fast as I could run. So I'm happy today that at least I'm over that hump, and hopefully just get through, try and squeeze in this week's training here and there when I can, and sort of I can feel the end of the real heavy training is just starting to sort of come down. So yeah, looking forward to the rest of the week. It's Thursday, 29th of March, and I've got a lot of nervous energy today. I'm getting the keys to my new flat today, so lots going on in my head, and I knew I had on my schedule, which I could have totally ignored, but on my schedule I had a 90-minute run today. I'm not going to totally ignore my schedule, am I, this far in? So I said to myself, if I wake up early, go and get this 90-minute run out of the way. So it's 90 minutes with the last 30 minutes at marathon pace. And I'm just warming up, heading into town, down to the beach at just gone 5. Trying to get rid of all this energy that's pulsing around my body, and start this very exciting day on the right foot, by also ticking a box on my marathon training today. Yeah, birds are out. I feel great. Let's enjoy it. Just was able to check the solicitors are picking up the keys later, so just check their address and know exactly where to go there. It's interesting this time in the morning, seeing in the centre of Brighton anyway, who's about and what's going on, and interesting mix of people. There's obviously early commuters heading off to work, and there's the roadmen and workers. A lot of highway maintenance men were queuing outside of McDonald's, either finishing their shift. Yeah, finishing, I would imagine. And that was the other thing. Party goers heading back home. Past quite a lot of singles or newly made couples, shall we say, heading home for the night. So nice, interesting mix this time in the morning, and you just really feel cities just waking up, just starting to wake up and come to life. Well, just finished that morning run. It was beautiful. The moon set was absolutely stunning. It was a near full moon, and it was setting just behind the Brighton Eye for the first time. I actually thought it looked beautiful. The moon was beautiful. It had a bit of wispy cloud in front of it, which was lovely. And yeah, that 90-minute session went very well. I've got so much energy, obviously, today, and yeah, the half hour at marathon pace was very, very strong, and the last 20 minutes was all slowly coming up off the beach, uphill, up to the top of this hill behind me, and it was above marathon pace. I was really going for it, because one, because I can, two, because I can tell I need to get rid of all this excited energy in me. So yeah, really good way to start the day, and just trying to work out how to get I'm supposed to have a rest day tomorrow, but I'm thinking of changing that till after the weekend, and bringing forward my usual weekend plan, which involves some sort of warm-up run on a Saturday and then a long run on Sunday. They're both not going to be as long as they have been up to now, because it's times are beginning to reduce, ready for the taper, which will start next week. So yeah, I'm just gonna get in, see how I feel, see how today goes, and then try and make a decision on what to do with the next 2 days, and before all the physical moving happens, and try and work out, get my runs sitting in, if I can, nicely with that. But first thing in the morning is definitely the way to go, because I can just get up and go and do it, and it's done and it's out of the way. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking at the minute. Beautiful morning, beautiful way to start the morning. Right, just finished the threshold today. So I just finished a 40-minute threshold. Session 3 minutes, threshold 3 minutes, steady. Repeat that 6 times, and then top it up sort of either side. I just had a warm-up run, and then I pretty much finished bang on the 45-minute time that it said on the schedule. So that's done. But yeah, today and tomorrow are the only times I'm changing the schedule I've been following for almost 16 weeks, I suppose. Now am I in 13, 14, something like that? And yeah, so I'm just changing. I'm changing what would usually be my Saturday and Sunday runs, which includes this threshold, which I've just done, and the long run. I'm changing those to Friday and Saturday, and Friday would usually be my rest day. But yesterday I went out for my long sort of midweek run very early in the morning, and I feel reasonably refreshed enough today to do the threshold. And frankly, if I don't do it now, it's not going to happen. So that change has to happen, because the last month has been the busiest my running life has ever been, and it's also been the busiest my life has ever been. So it's definitely been an experience this last month, and yeah, it should all just suddenly like that quieten down mid next week. So that'll be a shock to the system, but right now it's flat out just trying to fit everything in. So anyway, feel good. Yeah, feel energized. Like, luckily, I wasn't too tired from yesterday's run, and just a word on those thresholds. I can do the 3 minute ones. I'm going to stop moaning about the thresholds with the 3 minutes, because that's sort of, I can just about make it to the end of those. When it gets to 5 and 6 minutes, like it did in the middle of this training, it was just, I just can't hold out at threshold for that, running as fast as I can for that long without just really sort of getting, I mean, that's the point of it, I think, is to put your respiratory system sort of out of sync with your body, and you've got to try and work out how to get enough air and fuel basically into your body to power your muscles and stuff. So I understand it's putting you right at the very sort of final stages of the marathon, plus building up really good solid core muscle and stuff. So totally understand it all. I'm not saying I like them, but I'm saying I can deal with the 3 minute ones now. Right, my last long run, 2-hour run for Brighton Marathon, and my last day leaving for a training run from this place. So in the process of moving, surrounded by boxes and all sorts of stuff, and I need this run to go out and just relax and turn off and wind down. Let's move this massive bag of shoes and get going. About 10 minutes, and I can tell I've got lots of energy today that needs to be gotten rid of, and I'm doing a little recce for parking for my dad and stuff. So I've decided, well, kind of by default really, for the parking, to go a different route today. And I've got this old hill that I used back in January. As a result of doing the parking, I got this old hill back in I used back in January for the old hill. Whatever it is. Anyway, I'm running up a hill, which wasn't my plan. If I was to just do the usual two hours, but you know, I want to get rid of this energy, and this route will get me up and over to the seafront. Oh, God, that's a sign of my fitness there. So able to talk up through that, all the way up through that steep bit. Oh, flattens out for a bit, and I've got another steep bit in the distance. God, yeah, need to get rid of this boiling energy so I can calm down, settle into the day. I've settled down, just having my first gel, and yeah, because of this unusual route and sort of time. In fact, I think it's a Sunday, well, it's not, it's a Saturday. I came across right in full swing a park run in Hove Park, so that was suddenly really busy for about a couple hundred metres, and now I find myself out on this road, which I'm going to run on the marathon. This is the road that heads out, New Church Road, there we go. This is the road that heads out to Boundary Road, which is where I marshalled the marathon last year. Basically at the end of this stretch you do a kind of U-turn back on yourself, then you head down eventually to the lagoon and then on to Shoreham Harbour, and then again loop back on yourself for the final stretch. So one of the very few roads that in my training so far I haven't ran down. So the reason I haven't run down it is because it's quite a busy road, and it's not, you know, I thought I'd be stopping and starting to cross the odd road. Doesn't seem to be the case at the minute, but in a second I'll head down to the road, head down to the seafront and lock down my running. Anyhow, just finish this gel. The end of my long run, the end of this week, and yeah, word of warning, as I can remember it when I was stewarding that long stretch of road down to Boundary Road. Anybody doing the Brighton Marathon, that's a long stretch, deceptively long. And I remember when I was stewarding, there were a lot of people reaching their physical and sort of mental breakdown at that point, and a lot of retirees on that corner I was working. So be aware of that, anybody who's who's training for the Brighton Marathon. And yeah, that final long run before my taper, that felt really strong. I had to really concentrate mentally to tell myself to go easy, because I've got loads of energy today. I'm excited, obviously, and buzzing, so I need to just keep my pace down. I ended up doing my 30 minutes at marathon pace, just looping around in a park around basically around 4 rugby fields, and yeah, just feel good. My knees feel a little bit shocked, a little bit sort of stiff from that, I think. So just need to do a bit of warm down on my knees, a bit of exercise on my knees. In terms of going into it injury wise, ankle 100% now. Absolutely no problems there. By the end of this taper, any little niggle that could crop up should hopefully be gotten rid of. So felt great today. Didn't even sort of wince at me or make any sort of comments at all. So that's feeling really good. Rehab that well. I'm feeling in great shape going into the final 2 weeks, and just really looking forward to the taper, and looking forward to focusing properly on my strategy and plan for the actual run itself. So yeah, roll on next week, where I'll be would have moved in a new place, new short runs, new routes coming up, and just really positive, looking forward into the last 2 weeks. Let's bring it on.